Nursi emphasizes the importance of calmness in individual and society, and revealed that faith and Islamic values carry out great functions. According to him, religion is a way of life in agreement with nature. For this reason, Nursi's community model is one that is based on religion, centered around belief and Allah's consent to determine the correct action when dealing with outer and inner world. Nursi's opinion about jihad takes into consideration historical context and the very central principles of religion. He says that jihad of the time is by love, not by terror. The outside jihad being by the glory of certainty of Islam. Because outside enemies are civilized people, we must do jihad with evidence of Sharia. Indeed, Islam gives importance to serenity to individual and society. Nursi believed that the capability of people and community will develop in a liberty environment, because individuals open their nature only in communities that their liberty is under granting, and their consistency is provided. The nature cringes under oppressive governments. Sometimes Nursi referred to functionality of God's attributes in Risale Nur, which expound the fascination in the universe as a reflection of Allah's name Wadud. Thus, micro and microcosmic entities in universe have gravitational forces in synchrony and fine-tuning, which can be considered as portent and which constitute an amazing unity, which should be good example for human societies. To keep communities together, to provide them to live in consistency, depend on the reflections of Wadud names. And so to love each other, as this name is reflected by the individual in communities, so connections in communities become powerful and constancy become stable. For indicates to this effect, Nursi says that affections, brotherhood, love is the character of Islam and the bond of it. For this reason, we are protectors of conversation, and we have not got time for hostility. All things are infused with love as a chemical compounds in the formation of matter in the constitution of the very nature of every being. Because God's attributes of love brings them into existence and motivates all their activities. Nursi's community model is a community that bases on a religion. Religion requires that belief is a center, and Allah's consent should be based on all treatments and consent in kindness. Because religion is a nature, the nature obtains evolution, and the nation becomes an ideal community. So Allah says that when I love my servant, I am his hearing through which he hears, his sight through which he sees, his hand through which he grasps, and his foot through which he walks. The faith gives the consciousness of responsibility to people in social life. Thus, the faith has got a great value both in terms of individual life and community's life. Islamic population scientists such as Farabi have classified into good and bad communities as categorizing people and community in the term of constant belief reflection. Muhyiddin Ibn al-Arabi, who believed the oneness of being, wahdat al-wujud, sees God inside of all layers of existence. In this sense, he said that this is similar to what happened a man looking into a mirror in the empirical world. When you are looking at form or your own form in a mirror, you don't see the mirror itself, although you know well that you see this form or your own form only in a mirror. Islam has got very erudite principle to strengthen social connection. One of them is to say that forgiving is a great virtue. Those who restrain anger and who pardon the people in Ali Imran, and those who avoid the major sins and immoralities, and when they are angry, they forgive. This is one of great factors which integrates believer community. This case is emphasized in the hadith also. Shall I tell you whom I consider the worst of you? He who goes by himself to meal and victuals his present and beats his slaves. But who is worse even than this? He who does not forgive faults and does not accept apologize. He who does not forgive offense, but who is worse even that? He who is angry with others and with whom others are angry in return. According to me, often the expression of religion in the Quran is used as nation, implying that the strongest element in the creation of united society is religion. Even the Quran suggested that all believers are to get a universal peace. O you who have believed, enter into peace completely and don't follow the footsteps of Satan. The Quran says all believers as a familia. So we could see article on the Constitution of Medina which consider Muslims and Jews as a community. Belief is very important thing in Norse's thought. Belief is a relation bond of each other against the other. He is said that belief is a relation with God. For through mystery of unity, through the relation with all other beings. That means through the mystery of unity, every being which knows its relation with the necessary existence one, or whose relation is known, becomes related with all beings which are related to him. Therefore, the largest bond of holding society together is religion. In the reality, religion is the mean of bind, namely AYDIN, bind us to God. In our opinion, that religion is generally stated as a nation. In the Quran, states that the factor of religion is the most powerful support to constitute uniqueness community. Approximately, Norsi takes on the same wave. He says the unity of beliefs necessitates also the unity of heart, and the oneness of our creed demands the oneness of our society. You cannot deny that if you find yourself in the same regime as someone, you will form a friendly attachment to him. A brotherly relation will come into being as a result of your both being submitted to the orders of a single commander. You will similarly experience a fraternal relation through living in the same tomb with someone. Now, there are ties of unity, bonds of union, and relation fraternity as numerous as the divine names that are shown and demonstrated to you by the light and the consciousness of belief. In this sense, Bediüzzaman Said Nursi says that religion and nation are the same thing for us. Maybe religion is life and separate of the nation. Thus, while Nursi appeals to soldiers who are in the making of rebellion against Second Abdul Hamid before the event of 31 March 1909, he says that, "Hey, soldier of Al-Muwahhids, I announce the royal decree of the messenger of God, so that obedience to administrators in Sharia is fard. your decrees are your officers, your high ranking. The place for military service look like a great and extreme factory. If one wills disobey, all of factory break down. Overall world history witnessed that interventions of soldiers to policy have resulted in great damage by state and nation. So your service to Islam will preclude you from harmful points for life of Islam under your responsibility. Nor see Said as a summary to request for help of Sheikh Said, who intend to revolt in East in 1926. Turkish people have created the banner for Islam for centuries. They have grown many saints and have given many martyrs. The descendant of such a nation cannot be taken out as sword. We are Muslims. We are siblings with them. We don't allow siblings to conflict with each other. This is illicit for Sharia. Norsi's view about jihad is based on the first fitrah of entities of all the phenomena in universe. It is very true that Nursi provide opinion related to jihad as the historical context and verses of the Quran with serenity atmosphere. Because classical legislators and commentators made straight opinions related to disbelievers, as they remained under the effect of the environment that they were born and bred, although God leaves the belief to personal choice and preference. As God command, there is not any obligation in religion in the Quran. Even if Nursi is paralleled with today's scholar about the issue, he is different from them. He gives his opinion about this issue with the light of evidence. As foreigners were to be brutal in ancient times, Ittihad Muhammadi had to challenging against the ferocity of their contenders. Nursi's analysis understand religion and related to take base the target of religion, but not wording and opinions are to be made within the perspective of this base. He says thus in the same parallel about jihad of the time being by law, not by terror. The outside jihad being by the glory of certainty of Islam. Because outside enemies are civilized people, we must do jihad with the evidence of Sharia. Consequently, Nursi says religion as a natural need, puts it into the center of calm, individual and community. He accepts religion as a vital factor through which perfectness and capabilities of individual and community develop. Faith gives responsibility to people, thus that people sacrifice themselves for their nation really indicate that people have a feeling of religion. The greatest elixir is religion to bring Islamic world together and integrate individual in a community. The negligence of religion in society is the main cause that devastates society and leads to chaos. Nursi's taking into consideration as well as the comment of jihad verses in the historical context is noteworthy. In our view, Nursi got through Ijtihad opinion in the accordance with the case and the spirit of Islam by that perspective. Thank you very much for your patience.